Hi,
Hi again.
great to see you. Thank you for agreeing to meet with me.
Absolutely. I'm honored to do it.
Thanks for being patient while we connected.
No problem.
So how long has it been since you've gone through the course?
I started, I think it was August 5th last year. And I actually started doing the program about the middle of June before I actually started the class. And of course, I'd known about it for a long time before that.
So how has the McDougall program changed your life?
Well, uh, I I have to say I feel so much better. Um, I I was thinking earlier today, wow, I don't get tired anymore. I mean, when it's time to go to bed, I go to bed, I go to sleep, and everything's fine. But a lot of times I'm like, well, I'm not even tired, and it's time to go to bed. That's a big thing that I've noticed. Um, I'm still doing 3 miles, walking 3 miles every day. Um, Doing a little bit of workout, not as much as I probably should, but I do at least do the walking. So,
That's okay.
but the food is so good. I mean, I don't know. I've told a lot of people about the program, and the food is so good. And Stacy and I have talked about when you get to the point where you actually would rather have this food than the old food. You're in the
That's
sweet spot.
nice.
So, in fact, this morning I went to the Whole Foods, and then I make my little rounds every week, and so um, I got fresh peaches, fresh corn. So this is really a great time of the year for me.
Oh,
I eat
I
a
love
lot
all
of
the fresh fruits and
oh
vegetables. It's so
yes,
wonderful.
yes. So
So
uh,
Stacy's your support specialist, and you've been leaning on her. Has that
yes,
been good?
yes. I haven't really had a lot of questions for her. I guess a lot of it was the first in the beginning was, where do I get this or that without oil? That's the challenge, is to get products that don't have oil in them. Or that's been the biggest challenge for me. So, but I've been fine. One thing that I still have a hard time getting is whole wheat tortillas.
Oh yeah, without oil, I think
Uh-huh.
it's impossible.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'll stick with the corn.
You can make your own.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I haven't branched out to that yet.
It's a commitment. It takes a while.
I bet.
So tell me, how do you stay on track? How have you managed to incorporate the McDougall program into your life?
Well, I guess for me, it was not that hard because I was never a big meat eater anyway. My biggest thing that I would eat would be fish. Red meat and pork and chicken. I had pretty much given all that up just because I knew better before I took the class. But so it was never a big thing for me. My mom always fixed fruits and vegetables for us. We had meat, but it was not the biggest thing on our plate. So it was not really that hard for me. And I can see for some folks that are big meat eaters where it would be. But for me, it was not that hard.
So what would you say to someone that's on the fence about coming through the program?
I would say, get off the fence and do it. It will change your life. You will feel so much better. Um, there's just no comparison.
I love that. Thank you.
I'm a big proponent, if you haven't noticed.
That's great. That's wonderful.
But I have talked to a lot of people. A lot of people ask me about it. Oh, what are you doing? You look so good. And then I tell them, but then they're like, starch?
You wanted me to eat what?
Yeah, you want me to eat potatoes and I can have some kind of bread and all that rice? And because I've told Stacy this funny little story. We dance on Wednesday evenings, and the little restaurant where we go, they will fix me roasted potatoes without oil. It takes a while to roast them to get them a little bit crunchy and everything, but he'll do them, and then he does me just plain rice. And that's what I eat. And everybody's looking at me like, God, I can't believe you're not gaining weight from eating all that starch. And I'm like, no, it's not the starch. The fat you eat is the fat you wear.
That's right. You've learned well.
I could hear that man say that in my sleep.
So now is your husband on board with you?
He is not. He would like to be, I think, but and he will tell you, he just does not have the willpower. Now he has done some stuff, and he is asking me, he's been drinking more water lately, and he's been saying, okay, well, could I do this? Would that be better? I said, well, anything's better than what you're doing. But he has gotten to where on Wednesday nights, he'll eat the same thing I do. He did that one night. He said, whatever she's having, I'll have.
So you're making a difference.
So yeah, it's a slow process.
Little.
Yeah. And he'll tell you that he doesn't have to have the meat, but yet he'll still order it. If we go out to eat, he'll order chicken tenders or whatever, and he'll eat some of the veggies that I fix for myself. He'll eat like the corn and lima beans and stuff like that. And the potatoes and stuff. He actually likes my air fried potatoes. He does like those. So, because now this time of year, I've gotten where I do the La Brea bread with hummus on it. And then I do tomatoes and cucumbers and lettuce, maybe onion if I have sweet onion. And I'll have that for lunch with either an ear of corn or some peas or whatever I have, maybe leftover or whatever. So that's my lunch. So he's eating the bread. He is eating the bread. So it's just slow, but I'm surprised he's done any of it, to tell you the truth.
That's great. That's wonderful. And you're doing what you need to do for your health, and that's the most important thing. And that's nice that you can do it, and he's supportive of that.
Yeah, I would highly recommend the program. I mean, there's those that would say, oh, wow, that's a lot of money. It is a lot of money. But the reward that you get from that, you won't get from spending that anywhere else. You won't. I mean, that is an investment in your health.
Thank you. That means a lot. Do you take advantage of our twice monthly meetups?
I don't. I'm usually not live. Sometimes I'll go back if I can and I'll listen to it. Last week I was on there, but my problem is I have a friend that I do a Bible study with on Thursdays from 1 to 3, because that's the only time she can do it. So usually, if last week we didn't do it, she had something planned. So I thought, oh, great, I'll get to listen.
Good.
Those are very helpful. I love them. They're great. And my group still gets together once a month.
I hear that over and over again about people that they meet up every week or once a month. And I love that.
Yeah, it's very helpful. I know when I went through the plan, we did it, every morning that we had the meetup before we started the class. That was very helpful for me. At first I thought, I don't know if I want to do that for 2 hours, but then I thought, no, I'm going to try it. Well, I did it every time because I thought this is good. Everybody was talking about what they were doing and what had worked for them, what wasn't working for them. And it was a big benefit. And then to have the Dr. McDougall and Mary on twice a month, that to be able to have access to them, directly to them, especially with us being across the country, that's really wonderful.
Yeah, we enjoy it. I mean, moving everything online and onto Zoom has just opened up so many more opportunities. It's been really great to stay in touch and connect with everyone. Because at the 10-day course, you'd go home, and that was oftentimes the end of it. And now it's like I just get to know people better, and I see people over and over again, and it's just so much fun.
Yeah, it's like I told Stacy, I said, oh my goodness, we only have 2 more monthly meetings. I'm going to miss talking to you. She said, well, you can email me anytime.
I love that. I'm glad you've enjoyed your time with Stacy. She's great.
She's wonderful. She's great.
Well, I appreciate your time. Thank you for sharing.
Yes.